Hey, I'm Samuel Sparks.
Nice to meet you,
I'm
Sam.
interviewing today. Let's have a seat. Please tell me a little about yourself and your past experiences related to the group lead job you applied for.
Yeah, my past experiences at Polaris have been good. I've actually had 3 roles in the 3 years that I've been there, so it's actually working out pretty fine for me, I think. The first role that I had was actually a rework technician on line 5, working on slingshots. In this role, my job was to repair units that had anything wrong with them. We would repair plastics that had scratches. We would repair motors, transmissions that wouldn't work. The second role that I've had at Polaris was a weld quality tech position. In this role, I would check the frames that we make every night, make sure there's no burn-throughs in any of the frames, there's no porosity in any of the welds that we make. And my current and third role at Polaris is I am a traveling rework technician. So in this role, I basically travel out of town to fix units that we ship out of Polaris. In this role, me and the team get together and have one task to fix all these units in a timely manner to get the job done, really.
Okay. Describe a difficult work-related situation and how you overcame it.
Wow, I've actually had a couple of those. The first one I can tell you about is I actually caught these 2 girls smoking outside of the plant, and it's illegal. You can't smoke, on plant property. So when I caught these 2 girls, I, sat them down and said, we're gonna have to have some consequences. So I told my supervisor, and after that, he basically handled it. So in another position that I was put into was I was out of town working with some of my coworkers, and the supervisor at the time that was in charge of us, he called one of the coworkers a racial slur, and at that time, no one knew what to think. So we kind of just kept it cool, level-headed, and at the end of the day, we contacted one of our supervisors and let them know what had happened so they can handle the situation.
Okay. Give an example of a successful project you were a part of. What was your role?
Successful project I was a part of was probably Camp Razor. I was out of town for 3.5 months with a group of guys, doing work. We went down to Glamis, California to work on razors to repair heat shields, do ECU changes. We changed out some engines and transmissions. My role was to make sure all of the heat shields were taken off properly and put back on properly, all bolts torqued, all screws screwed down completely. And another role that I had was to make sure everybody's doing their job, and we get all of these units done in a timely manner.
Why should we hire you for the position of group lead?
I feel like you guys should hire me for this position because I've done multiple positions. I was a weld quality tech. I've done rework, twice. The second time was for traveling, so you guys can really count on me. I feel like I'm a team leader. A lot of people, follow if I lead them in the right direction. I feel like I can get the job done if you guys will hire me for this position.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the job?
Actually, I do. One of my questions are, if I were able to get this position, is there any room for growth? Like, if I were able to get this group lead position, can I move up from there, or is there any better health benefits, or from there, how hard will it be to get a better position within the company?